What's up, Blasianeers and Blasianettes? So, I seen this movie the other night. Man, there's gonna be spoilers in this review, so if you have not seen the movie, do yourself a favor. Go off, just get off this video. Go in theaters, go buy your tickets, and go watch it right now. You know, call your friends up, call up your girlfriend, call your boyfriend or whoever. Go on a date, go see it. It'll be worth it. It is worth it. It is one of the best M Night Shyamalan movies by far. Probably his best movies and his best movie in a long time. His best movie since Unbreakable. I am being for realsies. Now, man. Oh, wow. I gotta say, James McAvoy, he scared the fuck out of me. But his multiple personalities, I wish they have marketed the movie a little differently, where we didn't know that he had multiple personalities. That would have made it more interesting. You know, like when we find out, like when we see, like when we briefly see a woman through the door, through the doorknob, or through the little peephole, and then we realize that it's not a woman, it's actually the same guy that kidnapped the girls. You know, like that I'm just saying, still, it's still a really damn good movie. And it's about a guy who has 23 different personalities, and you don't see the actual guy, like the actual, owner of that body, which is Kevin, like, who we see through the good chunk of the movie is, at least three of those personalities that are taking control of Kevin's body. Like, it's Dennis, who kidnaps the girls. It's I think Patricia, who seems to be sort of, the main one running, things in, like, out of Kevin's personalities. And there's Hedwig, who is a child. And man, I think it's just those three that we see. And there's I guess there's Barry, who visits, the psychiatrist. But I think we eventually find out that it's actually Dennis pretending to be Barry, I guess. And then they keep talking about this beast, or this creature, that they're going to give the girls to. And through the movie, like, just going into this movie, I thought that it was going to be a whole nother character, he was being held in the basement of, or whatever, or whatnot, or something like that, or I don't know. I mean, that's what I thought was going to happen, but I did not expect that to be another personality of Kevin's. Like, so basically Kevin is gifted, but at the same time, he has no control over that. No control over his abilities, and that's like every superhero's greatest fear. No control over their powers, and they're gonna hurt somebody and whatnot and everything. And so when that actually happens, and we actually see him form into the beast, having discolored veins and shit, and then just that made me fall out. That just ripped me out of my skin. I jumped out of my skin. I'm like, damn it. I mean, like, I did not see that coming. I just didn't do it. I don't know why I didn't expect that. I don't know. I thought it was gonna be a whole nother thing. But also, I love the ending. Before I get to that ending, I gotta talk about the girls. Now, when we first see Casey, like, you get that sense that she would you would get that sense that she would at least outlive the other two girls. And that's what I felt. And like, there was just something about her that just doesn't seem like a damsel in distress. She doesn't seem like, oh, help me, I need help, I'm in trouble. I mean, I don't get that vibe from her at all. And then you see how she and then you see her flashbacks, and it's very fucked up, very very fucked up. She had a fucked up childhood, like holy shit. With a with a crazy uncle, and then they're all out her dad, her uncle are out hunting, and then we find out that finds her dad dead, and then her uncle standing over his body, and basically he's trying to tell her like, and daddy had a heart attack or whatever. I'm like, most likely he killed him. I mean, like, I'm pretty certain that he did. And when it came to that point where in the movie, like, where we see the beast and he killed the other two girls, and yeah, oh, that's disturbing. Oh my gosh. And then we get to Casey. She's fighting for her life. She has the shotgun. She's shooting him, and I'm thinking like, if a knife broke off of his skin, what good is a shotgun gonna do? And I'm surprised that the shotgun actually made him bleed, but not enough to like slow him down where he's dying, but it barely slowed him down. And oh my gosh, and then the beast can see that that she is basically pure because she's been through shit, and I guess if you haven't gone through life like she has, then I guess you're screwed. I guess that's what I'm guessing. So he spared her life after seeing that, like, the weak are pure or whatnot, or something like that. So I mean, yeah, and after that, she's free from his grip. She's in police custody, like, where they're helping her, and she's coming out of a zoo, and then the officer says, your uncle's here, and she just sits there. She doesn't move or nothing. And then we get to the end credit scene where we find out that this movie's in the same universe as Unbreakable, like, where we see David Dunn watching the news as they're talking about Kevin, and they nicknamed him the Horde. They nicknamed him the Horde, and then a couple girls sitting next to him are talking about, it reminds me of that guy in the wheelchair. I mean, like, what, he had a funny name too. What was it? And then he says Mr. Glass. I mean, if here's the thing. This was spoiled for me before I saw the movie. That really fucking pissed me off. That pissed me the fuck off. And so through the whole movie, I was waiting for David Dunn to appear, to like, or something, or somebody from Unbreakable to appear. Since that was fucked up for me, I thought David was gonna come in there and save Casey, or just and fight the beast. That's what I thought was gonna happen. I mean, since it was spoiled for me before I saw the movie. But I mean, like, but I do love how how it ties in, that they're in they share the same universe, and it gives you hope for a sequel. And so, but I mean, yeah. So this was like mostly a psychological suspenseful thriller, and Kevin is like basically like, he's more like a horror, I guess, like a horror monster, but also he's also a supervillain. So a very scary one for that matter. He's like a much darker, grittier version of Norman Osborn. Like how he has, like how the Goblin takes over control of him. This is like 10 times more crazy than that. But it gives us hope for hopefully an Unbreakable Part 2 where the Beast or the Horde is the main villain, and David is the only one strong enough to stop him. So let those two cross paths. There's still hope. My expectations are dangerously high for that. So with that all being said, this gets 4.5 chair spins out of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4.5 motherfucking chair spins. So Yeah, and also I have to watch this again, and you best believe I am gonna watch this shit again. Um, somebody mentioned somebody mentioned that that Kevin's dad was on the same train that David was on in Unbreakable, and basically Mr. Glass or Elijah killed Kevin's dad too. So, but that being said, not only did he create um did he create he made a hero out of David, but basically he made a villain out of Kevin. I guess in a way. Well, I guess not necessarily, because Kevin has no control over his body, and he and all these other multiple personalities, you know. But that's an interesting thing, like, you know, like with Mr. Glass, you know, being the puppet master and having David and Kevin as his toy soldiers, you know, even though Mr. Glass's his goal was to find David, and you know that was it. But shit, I mean, this is like a potential massive showdown. I mean, this needs to happen. There needs to be an Unbreakable sequel with David, you know, having to go after the Beast before he hurts somebody else. You know, come on. I mean, like, it has to happen. I mean, that, and I like to see if the Beast is powerful enough to hurt David. Well, he probably is, and David's powerful enough to hurt him. So it's like, who will come out on top there? You know, I mean, like, that, it just needs to happen. I need a David versus the fucking Horde, or the Beast, or Kevin. I mean, it needs to happen. It needs to happen. But yeah, I mean, like, you know, like, that's all I'm gonna keep saying. I need a motherfucking sequel to Unbreakable, and I need to go buy my copy of Unbreakable. That's how itchy and antsy I am for this to happen. And that's, I have to say, even though this was fucking spoiled for me, this is M Night Shyamalan's best plot twist since Unbreakable. With that being said, you know? So, yeah. It's really hard for me to say, you need to watch Unbreakable first before you see this movie. Because I'm automatically spoiling it for you by basically telling you that they share the same universe, you know? So it would be more interesting, you know, if you get them to watch them separately. Like, yeah, this is another great M Night Shyamalan movie. This is another great one. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, like, M Night Shyamalan is not really a shitty filmmaker. He made shitty movies, you know, within the gaps between Unbreakable and this movie. But still, Unbreakable and this movie are juggernauts in his I guess in his career, in my opinion. And yeah, the Unbreakable sequel needs to happen. That's all I'm gonna keep saying. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed my review on this movie, make sure you thumb up the video, and make sure you click subscribe if you're a newbie to the channel. Thank you for watching. Feel free to share your thoughts on the movie. And was I right, you know, about Mr. Glass killing Kevin's dad in the train? I mean, is that what happened? I have to see it again. I'm gonna pick up more things, you know, like seeing it the second time. You know, like, that's how it is with movies, where you have to see it again, and you're like, oh, how did I miss that? You know. So yeah, I mean, like, just talking about it makes me love the movie even more. Both movies even more, Unbreakable and Split. So I just need this sequel to happen. I mean, it just needs to happen. And my Shyamalan, if you're watching this, make it happen. Just make it happen. Please. Please, 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 please. So I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, y'all.